Leave it all on the court. Leave it all on the field. You gotta give it 100. That's from your head to your heel. This is the time that you want it. It's time to jump in and run it. Let's get to jumping and running into securing the deal. This ain't pretend, it's for real. Turn up the temp just a little. With stakes so high,
he's gonna make the throw. It's a touchdown.
Good looking for him. Block throw as always. Mike Evans, he scores again.
Mix it up for the combine. Push it to the limit. How I give it at the combine. Bet I blow your mind when it's lights, camera, showtime.
Have you seen the Invincible memes? You know what I'm talking about? You ever watched Invincible?
No, it's
My
an anime.
God,
it's
bro.
an anime.
No, it's not. It's on Amazon Prime.
That was
What
a good
animes do you
guess,
know that are on
though.
Amazon Prime?
That was a good guess.
Well, no, because I've seen the Fortnite skin, and it's anime-y.
Okay, Adventure Time is anime-y in Fortnite right now.
Anime-esque. There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the season finale of the Combine. Everybody said, yay! Oh my God, it's finally the season finale. It's over. Everything that we strived for all year has finally come to an end right here and right now. And joining us for the season finale of the Combine is, of course, the illustrious little, very pretty Nick Cohen. And, of course, Kathleen Moore. Kathleen Moore, I don't want to say that.
I was going to say no comments.
I said pretty for Cohen. I was trying to figure out something for Kathleen Moore, but hey, this is a quality show.
I get nothing.
Mm-hmm. So, we brought on these two handsome and pretty people, alongside two other hosts, which are going to be joining us for the draft show. Oh my God! Oh, viewers at home just got dunked on so bad. Andrew Greig and Tyler Brownrigg. Also, our producer Kim is up over there. Edgar and G, why don't you say hello?
Hey, what up?
So. This is a formal announcement. Draft show's coming a week from Thursday.
Hooray!
Hooray is correct. Nick Cohen, Kathleen Moore, myself, Andrew Greig, and Tyler Brownrigg will be the butts in the seats, okay? We will be the ones, steering the ship, so to speak.
Alongside many guests.
Alongside many guests, of course. Potentially a few musical numbers. I'm trying to get something pushed.
No.
All right, we'll figure it out. You'll see a week from Thursday.
Yeah, I don't know about this.
With arms wide open.
All right, copyright.
It's not copyright. I'm singing. It's a cappella. So, to prepare for the draft on next Thursday, we have mock draft 3.0. Every said, oh my God, we got mock draft 3.0. So, us three, along with the two others, decided to sit in a Zoom call, which only lasted 10 minutes. So we got on a FaceTime and we did a little mock draft. We tried to figure out who's going where, and let's just say this one might be the best of the bunch. Okay.
Perhaps.
Debatably.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I would say so.
Except this guy, Nick Cohen, thinks Jalen Walker can fit everywhere in any draft board.
And I'm not wrong either.
GTFO.
Oh my God. Okay.
Ask him.
Ask Jalen.
What
am I going to call Jalen Walker and say, hey, where do you think he'll go best? He'll go all of them.
Let's have him call in right now.
Let's see.
That bit did not pan out.
I forgot I had the headset on. He didn't answer.
No.
Trust, I'm right.
Number one, up on screen.
Oh.
Cam Ward going to the Titans.
And no one was shocked.
It's
the
gonna
crowd
happen.
goes mild.
Yeah, we don't have to stay on this at all. He's going to be number one.
I would like to say one thing. I've been saying that Cam Ward was going number one overall literally 4 months, and everyone has been dogging on me 4 months. And
I didn't dog on you.
I didn't dog on you. Oh, hold on. We're not going to gaslight her. Everyone else besides us.
Uh-huh. What, did I dog on you?
Yes.
When?
You were like, Cam Ward's not going number one, maybe top 5, but Cam Ward's not going number one.
Oh, that sounds like something I'd say.
Yeah.
It does.
So I apologize, Kathleen Moore.
Thank you, because now literally everyone is predicting Cam Ward to go to the Titans because what do they need? Everything. What do they need the most? A quarterback.
You don't like mayonnaise, man?
Cook.
Stop.
All right, number 2. The Cleveland Browns are going to go ahead and select Abdul Carter, edge rusher out of Penn State. I mean, this guy just looks like Micah Parsons. I mean, he is a Micah Parsons comp, height and weight. Everything pretty much Micah Parsons. Kathleen Moore, you hate Micah Parsons. You despise that man with a burning passion.
Oh, no. There's a correction. I like Micah Parsons as a player, if he only was not a Dallas Cowboy. If he were on any other team, I'd be like, oh, this guy is the freaking greatest player I've ever seen, but
So watching
can't.
Micah Parsons for as much time as you have, you think Abdul Carter will shape up to something similar?
you know, it could be hit or miss. I mean, it's always interesting to see how college play is going to translate to the NFL, but I think out of all of the edge rushers like in this class, I think Abdul Carter has the greatest chance of doing well in the pro.
And once you start comparing, then like, especially to someone like Micah Parsons,
It's big shoes.
Yes. Yeah. And if he's not even half of that in his rookie year, people are already going to start saying bust.
Yeah,
So,
and it's hard with defensive players too. You know, sometimes they take a little longer to develop in the NFL. So
and edge is a like difficult position.
yeah,
to play.
100%.
So yeah.
Although great class of edge rushers in this draft.
Yeah.
Stop! Don't no, we're not
Number
doing this.
3!
Disgusting.
Tragic. Get him off my screen!
This guy said,
What? Oh my god!
number 3, Travis Hunter going to the New York Giants. Again, the Giants need everything.
Everything.
This team stinks. They went and got old Russell Wilson and J-Bo wins, but I don't see anything bright in their future.
See, thinking a diva is going to save your franchise is not a good idea.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the worst team of them all? And the mirror said, bums in New York. That's who it is.
I mean, it could be the Titans if we're being so real. But
Wide receiver, cornerback, we haven't decided. It's going to be one of the two, but they'll probably play them at both.
I
They
He's
say
have so many
corner.
holes.
not playing wide receiver.
What do you mean?
In the
because
NFL.
he's not even the best receiver in this class.
Not
Stand
even
by it.
remotely. Not even.
Stand
by
by
it.
it.
It's not
Tyler
even close.
Brownrigg thinks otherwise.
Bro, get
but-
Tyler Brownrigg out of here, bro. He doesn't know ball.
Yep. Absolutely. He is not the best receiver.
Non-ball knower is Tyler Brownrigg,
Tisk,
according to Kathleen Moore and Nick Cohen. We
Quote
will
me. Quote
stamp.
me.
Oh,
Quote me right now.
They send some shots over here. What are we doing? This is going crazy.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey,
Lock 'em
911.
up.
What's your emergency? I have. Hey,
See, he was
Kathleen
smoother
Moore.
with the phone call.
huh?
He was smoother. He did like
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
speaker.
you put it up to your.
You just did it again.
up to the headphone. Number 4
nothing's in there.
up on the screen. Hey, Will Campbell. We're not going to stay on this for more than 20 seconds, okay? We knew he was going to New England. They need wide receiver, O tackle. It's going to be O tackle. This is the best on the board.
They'll
Anything,
take
Cohen?
any, whatever whichever player is available of those last three: Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, Will Campbell.
They'll
The
get 'em.
Patriots will take.
Yeah.
They'll be happy with
The
any of
Patriots
the three.
are actually a desperate organization right now.
Got to protect Drake May somehow.
Yeah.
Number 5 up on the screen. Mason Graham.
This guy's raw.
Big
He's good.
old beefy boy, 320 pounds of man out of Michigan. This guy could be a home wrecker. Okay,
Yeah.
he could be. He could make something happen on that Jaguars D line, sitting across from Jalen Walker, Trayvon Walker.
There you go.
Joshua Hines Allen.
I just like Josh Allen still. He changed it to Hines Allen
know.
because he didn't want to share a name with
I
that
know. I was trying to be technical.
quirked up white boy who's dating Haley Steinfeld.
Oh, no, they're married now.
You're right. No, they're not married. They're engaged.
No, I thought I saw their. Oh, never mind. Their engagement was so elaborate that it looked like a wedding. That's my bad.
I could foresee C.J. Stroud running for his life even more because their offensive
Could
line
you-
is worse, and Mason Graham
I'm
is
sorry.
great.
Could you imagine being CJ Stroud and the balls get snapped and then you look up and you see freaking Mason Graham
And on the rare
charging
chance
you?
that your center does his job, you look to your left. Boom, there's Trayvon Walker. You look to your right. Boom, there's Josh Allen. Like, he is going to be running.
Oh,
You
poor
ever
guy.
seen The Sandlot?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know that scene in The Sandlot where the dog comes out?
Yes,
of the,
that's gonna be him.
That's gonna be Mason
Right.
Graham walking out of the tunnel.
CJ Stroud
CJ Stroud's gonna see that dog coming out of the tunnel. He's gonna go, "Oh my god!"
He's not necessarily a good scrambler.
What do they have
either.
going against
No,
it?
he's
It's
not.
not
That's
gonna
not what
go
he's
well.
known for.
No, he can't maneuver the pocket like Aaron Rodgers in his prime.
Yeah, this guy Mason
Facts.
Graham's a menace, though. He should be going
Holy
top
crap.
5. He is a top 5 talent. But besides him, number 6,
Oh my god.
Tet McMillan.
One of my
okay.
favorite players in the
Arizona
draft.
wide receivers. Yeah, Nick Cohen, this was, I don't know if it still is, his second player in the draft
Probably
on
is
his big
not.
board.
I've come to my senses, but he might be my favorite player. Might be. He's just so good. 6'4", I think that is what he officially measured at. He could be even. He is taller with a helmet on.
Yes.
His catch point is so high. Like, he is difficult to guard. He is Mike Evans, but a lot younger, and I'm not going to compare him necessarily, even though I just did. But I hope he can live up to being like Mike Evans.
Hey, I like Brock Bowers a lot. I halfway decently appreciate Jacoby Myers and Trey Tucker, but
This would be nice for
they
Gino.
don't have a one. Yeah,
This would be
they're
really
ridiculous.
nice for Gino. So hopefully they can make something happen. And plus, I got Pete Carroll over there. I think Pete could really develop Tet McMillan into a
Yeah,
heck
especially
of
after
a player.
Well, and then
DK
they
and
still
Lockett
because we heavily debated Ashton Genty
We did.
here. It's a very deep running back class. They could go running back even
would
not
still
even
be
in the
fine,
second round.
yeah.
They could go running back in the third round. Be extremely happy with their selection. Instant starter, in my opinion. Their running back room is just so bad.
Wait,
and then
you got
hit-
some beef against Sincere McCormick?
Indeed.
I mean, yes.
And then just hit defense in the second round. And now this team, like, obviously they're not Chiefs level or even Chargers
Well-
level or even Broncos level.
well,
They're
yes.
still going to be fourth in the division, but it's a stacked division.
I mean, it's a
They'd be
start
good.
too. It's a start. That's what the draft is all about. It's for teams to start to make their way to getting better and to increasing their talent on the roster. So
Absolutely.
Especially young talent. Hey,
yeah, absolutely. This guy can develop too.
number 7, Armand Membo.
Sigh.
Membu.
Jets have been kind of a revolving door
Bro.
for us for like
Makes
2
me
mock
sad.
drafts.
Nick is really upset.
I don't remember who we had them getting. Who we have
Tyler
them?
Warren.
No, before that. Was it Will Johnson?
No, most definitely
I
not.
was gonna say you were never going to
Malachi
think that Will
Starks?
Johnson would last that long.
Before
think
Tyler
so.
Warren, we had somebody else because we had 2 corners going back to back, one to the Jets and one to the Saints. Or, I'm sorry, Panthers.
I
we had
just
Luther
want
Burden
everyone to
going to
know.
the
I
Saints.
think at some
Good
point
mock
we had
draft
Mason
one.
Graham slipping.
That's who it was. It was Mason Graham, and then we picked Tyler Warren for them, and now it's Armand Membo. So going trenches, corner, tight end, back to the trenches. Okay.
I would just like everyone to know that Nick Cohen has a large picture of himself just sitting on his laptop. over
Okay,
there.
you weren't supposed to
Hey,
see that.
show the folks at home
on,
what you
Nick.
got on that computer.
You weren't supposed to
Click on
see
it,
that.
click on
Why don't you
Click on it.
show the folks at home what's going on
You
on that
weren't
laptop?
supposed to
No,
see.
not
I was
that one.
editing it. I was editing.
Show the folks
it.
at home, Nick Cohen. Folks at home. This is what we're looking at right
Oh,
now.
what a nice
Yeah,
photo.
yeah. Hey,
Kathleen, you called me out.
I had
Did
to.
you?
I was trying
roll
to
you
search through
out?
all my mock drafts, my extensive research. I came across this one where I had the Saints trading up to
Shedeur Sanders
one
at
for
number
Shedeur.
1?
Ooh, we don't need
What?
to talk about that. That was months and months ago. What pick are we at?
this Mizzou guy's real good. Okay, 6'3", 324, could slot in at guard
really
if he
good.
needs to. They got John Simpson over there with New York at left guard.
Who?
The former Ravens guard, John Simpson.
What?
Signed a 2-year deal last year.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways, Armand Membo could slot in pretty much anywhere on this offensive line. I like him a lot.
He could slide
Nick
into any
Cohen-
team, 100%.
He could slide in wherever he wants to, bro. This guy can play
I would
anywhere.
love him on the Dolphins.
He's not going to slip to
He's
13.
not going to make it that
Pick
far.
number 8.
Jesus.
Jahdae Barron. Okay, Nick Cohen thinks that this guy's going to be a bust, specifically because his name doesn't sound like a cool cornerback name.
No. Saturday night, there was a discussion amongst us draft show hosts, and we decided, like, you kind of need to have a cool name. To like, if you have a cool name, you'll probably be
Cooper
good.
DeJean.
Cooper DeJean is
Not
right.
a
Safety. He's just a corner that locks down your number 1.
DeJean is CB1.
Oh, that was nicely done. Nicely done. And ultimately, we decided Jahdae Barron, like, it's kind of a cool name, but, like, it just doesn't have a ton
He's
of aura.
playing for the Panthers. I don't think it matters.
I know. It doesn't have a ton of aura. However, the last time the Panthers took a corner at somewhere this high
J.C.
was
Horn.
J.C. Horn,
Mm-hmm.
and he's pretty darn good. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping for the best for him, but, like, kind of not much aura.
I mean, he was great with Texas, obviously. Otherwise, he wouldn't be a top 10 prospect. But
Slightly undersized.
And also, the only reason that he has come up as far as he has in big boards is because Morrison had the injury concerns, and Will Johnson also had the concerns about his injury. Like, that's the only reason this guy's come up as far as he has. I don't think he should be top 10. But when you look at the remaining room around him, like, he's probably
Panthers
one of the smarter
needs.
picks. Yeah.
And honestly, I wouldn't consider him super undersized either. I mean, he's a cornerback. Like, he needs
maybe
to be
more
quick.
of a nickel. Maybe.
Okay. But he needs to be really quick, and this guy's fast.
Yeah.
Number 9. Shador Sanders to the New Orleans Saints. Yeah, I don't like it either. I really hope Shador does not go top 10, just so we can point our fingers and laugh
I wish
at him.
you had picked a bad photo of him. Like
he's
a
got so
really
many of
bad
them.
photo.
Stay tuned.
You remember?
for-
Yeah,
Just
stay
crappy
tuned.
little pregame
Oh, no,
outfits.
that's not him.
No, that's Jalen Milrow. Stay tuned for the Jalen. If Jalen Milrow goes first round, you'll get a
Matthew
sneaky
Bracker's
surprise
gonna have a lot of
in the,
explaining to do.
The draft show. Yeah. They said bust down my AP perfect time, and that song stinks, bro. Shador Sanders is one song.
He stinks.
It's terrible.
He smells.
Everything
Oh,
about
does
this.
he? How do you know what he smells like?
I heard rumblings.
I heard rumblings that this guy smells.
Okay, I can just see this guy killing the culture on any team he tries to set
Yeah,
foot
100%.
on. He is such a New Orleans Saints, though.
And you know what the funniest part was? He is such a New Orleans Saint. He went to the meetings. They put out statements that he was a cancer to
I
football.
told
Is
you
this
this.
reaching too far to compare him a little bit to like Zion Williamson going to New Orleans? Both
Cheeseburger
kind
man?
of, you could say, both going to New Orleans, kind of like dramatic players. Like, I don't know why. I could just see in his future like him kind of gaining some weight in New Orleans and like needing conditioning and not being very good.
Personally, I'm picturing a full stage like crash at like Antonio Brown
Could be.
with Shador Sanders. I would love to see that in like 5
Instant
years.
CTE. Is that what we're
First
saying?
player to enter the NFL with CTE.
Could be.
Yeah, but they said he was a cancer in those meetings, and he went back home and
Yes.
was like, I'm not a cancer. I was just honest with them. They don't get honesty. Like, he fed into it without feeding into it.
Like your honesty is what makes you awful.
Yeah, you're a bad person, dude. Hey, that guy up on screen right there, I'm a better person than he is, okay? You're a better person than he is.
Mm-hmm.
You're a better person than he is.
I was waiting for you
Both
to
y'all in the producer chairs over there, you're better people than he is. Okay, I think if you put 10 Shador Sanders together and you combine their likability or whatever, hey, you don't touch anybody in this room, okay? You stay over there in New Orleans with the rest of the stinkers,
Bruh, just right below
including
sea
Cam
level,
Jordan.
bruh.
I don't like Cam Jordan.
You don't like Cam Jordan?
No, I don't like Cam
No,
Jordan.
Obviously. not.
Although I will say, the Saints do have a quarterback hole right now.
Yeah, you see that
with
Derek Carr shoulder
Yeah,
injury?
that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, it's still agitating him. He's not able to work with it. So, I mean, this is, like, the right move for them. Unfortunately, I just, like, freaking hate it. The Saints literally don't have any other option at quarterback other than Derek Carr. So, I mean,
Or
after his agitated injury, it's going to have to be
Spencer
Shador Sanders.
Rattler and the Fresno State Cowboy,
Get
Jake
him
Hayner.
out of here. Get him out of here.
Taysom Hill. Sorry.
Don't say
Taysom
that.
Hill doesn't really count.
No.
No, it doesn't. Whooshy finger, number 10.
I'm sorry, what did
Ashton
you just say?
Genty going to Chicago.
What did you just say?
The whooshy finger?
Stop. No.
Not a,
You don't know what the whooshy finger
I-
hold
No.
is? You never seen Kung Fu Panda?
I mean,
what are
yes,
you, a
I have
loser?
seen Kung Fu Panda, but why is that relevant?
Because the whooshy finger.
Stop. Okay. Nope. Never
Hold
mind.
on. Let's not take away from Ashton Genty.
Yeah,
this is
he
his
deserve-
moment.
I'm
pretty
still
good.
stuck on the fact that we don't know what the whooshy finger
Stop.
hold is.
Stop.
You just pulled it out of nowhere, though.
Yeah.
So?
Whooshy finger. Number 10.
Yeah, you should go, oh, that's a Kung Fu Panda reference. I'd be like, yeah,
No.
it is.
Sorry, I'm not thinking about Kung Fu Panda while I'm trying to lock.
La 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 lava, cha 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 chicken. Steve's lava chicken, yes.
No,
tasty.
get out of here. Stop.
All right,
Stop.
Ashton
Should
Genty
we
is going to
kick
go
him
to the
out?
Chicago Bears. The Boise
Should we
State
kick him
running
out?
back who's been a dog all year. Okay, this guy is just an absolute menace. And we have kind of mocked this a little bit. It was either Omarion Hampton or Ashton Genty, because if you beef up the O-line with Joe Tooney and Jonah Jackson and Drew Dahlman,
Kinda
you're
cooking.
going to beef up your run game as well. And DeAndre Swift's not the cat.
No, he's never been that guy. But Ashton Genty, I think he's the best running back in the class. I like Omarion Hampton a lot, but I just don't really see him having as much success, especially coming from North Carolina, like as the school where he developed, like not a football school.
Hey, you know what the craziest thing is? Nick Cohen the other day told me that he actually doesn't think Ashton Genty's the best running back in the class, that he thinks Jalen Walker's the best running
Bro!
No. I did not hear that anywhere. Or say that anywhere.
Nick Cohen said, yeah, the Georgia linebackers less edge rusher.
This Jalen Walker bit can never end. I love that joke. Please don't go bald.
I love those comments on TikTok.
Number 11.
Oh, there he is.
Oh!
Jalen Walker.
All right, Nick
Cohen.
Cohen. We should let you talk about your boyfriend for
go
a few
ahead.
minutes.
Okay. This started out as Ty's guy.
It's still my guy. I like Jalen Walker a lot, but
You just convinced me that he's good.
I did, but no.
And
look,
that
no,
he's
no, no.
versatile and can play anywhere.
He can. Context
He
to the
can
folks
play for
Nick
any
Cohen,
team.
Nick Cohen, let's tell the folks at home why we think you're so obsessed with Jalen Walker. So we were doing the mock draft a couple days ago, and we got to pick 8. We got to pick 8 with the Panthers, and Nick
it was
Cohen
8.
goes, I think Jalen Walker could slide in really nicely.
Which
we go.
Pause. That's something you and I have done.
But
this isn't something that only
the phrasing is very sus.
No, but look, I still think Jalen Walker could be a top 10 player in the class, but he's not worth a top 10 draft pick. 100%. I don't think.
Absolutely disagree.
Bro.
So he said that, and then he goes, all right, if you want to pick somebody else, that's fine, but just know he's going to go 9 to the Saints. So we get to the Saints, he starts arguing why he should be a pick to the Saints, and we get to the Bears.
I would pick Jalen Walker over Shedeur
it's going to be
any
Ashton
day.
Genty, right? And he goes, well, it could be Jalen Walker.
I don't
We're
remember
like,
saying
what are we
that.
doing, man? And we go to the
Literally
Niners.
I actually don't remember saying
You know,
that.
he finally goes to this guy. We tried to mock him to 4 teams straight.
Literally
So
at
that's the
every
reason this joke
turn.
is going. But
I
so
don't
he's a
remember
linebacker.
that.
He's an edge rusher. He could even play in the slot at a strong safety if you want him to. If you
Very-
want to bump him
Couldn't?
down. Yes, he could. What are you
Right,
talking about?
such
He's
a
not that
diverse-
versatile.
He's
Yes,
so
he is.
versatile.
Especially with his size, he would be a great
He is an
safety.
outside linebacker that can play coverage. That is
His wingspan?
That's it. But that is very valuable
Yeah,
because
I mean,
you know
this
what?
guy with his
You know what
wingspan,
Abdul Carter
if he
can't do?
stretches his
He
arms
can't
out
play
and
in
he starts
coverage.
moving him up and down. I wouldn't be
He's gonna
surprised if this
fly.
guy took flight. He just starts flying out of stadium. What are we talking about? So he could play pretty much anywhere. Niners go ahead and get him. And I totally just forgot that we never went to a break after the 10th pick. So we're
Yeah,
going to
you
go
were
to
too
a
busy
short
clowning
break.
on me.
And then we're going to come back for picks 12 through 32.
Perfect.
But I mean, I feel like it wouldn't have made any sense if we cut before Jalen Walker. Are we going to go to
No, we
commercial,
had to
come
do the
back,
bit.
and then yap
Had
about
to
it? We
do the
had to
bit.
finish it out. So that is the end of the first 1 through 11 on our mock draft 3.0. We will come back with Kathleen Moore and Nick Cohen and the boys and producers chair in just a few minutes. After this word from the guy sitting in the chair across from me, Nick Cohen. Take it away, Nick Cohen.
Hello. So I guess the crew's getting ready for the next segment on one of our amazing shows. I'm Nick Cohen, host of season 20 of Hitting the Field, and let me tell you about those amazing shows. On behalf of HTF, we hope you're enjoying today's content, but I'm here to tell you about everything else we offer here at the network. Mondays at 4, HTF Bets goes live for season 10 with 3 gamblers that, although it may not always seem like it, are here to help us all earn a little bit of extra money while we watch sports. Diego Ortiz, Tyler Brownrigg, and Andrew Greig's ball knowledge and fun personalities make this show a fan favorite. On Tuesdays, you all loved it, so we brought it back for season 2. It's Girls Got Game, hosted by Frankie Noble, a show blending women in sports, the biggest sports news stories, and creative segments that make for a fun and engaging show. Next is everyone's favorite sports podcast, The Combine, hosted by who other than Ty Paton, an easygoing, conversational, and technical podcast dropping Wednesdays, also on Spotify at The Combine. Then tune in Thursdays at noon for the network's main show, season 20 of Hitting the Field, hosted by me. Here, we'll cover any sport, any topic, any story, no matter how obscure. We love some football, basketball, hockey, F1. We also cover baseball, soccer, and we even have to show the UFC love sometimes. Penultimately, TGIF, because Friday is nighttime, hosted by Kathleen Moore and Matthew Bracker. Season 8 of Nighttime is where you'll turn to for all things March Madness, UCF sports, and other collegiate events. We're ending with something brand new. HTFN has never had 6 shows running at once. Also filmed in our new podcast studio is HTFC, hosted by Edgar Rodriguez and Patrick De Leon. Football, or soccer in America, is the most popular sport in the world. Across multiple leagues and cups, soccer is a year-round sport, and HTFC is your new source to stay updated. Also on Spotify, by the way, at HTFC. Outside of our 6-show roster, be sure to tune in to our other content, such as the Studio Days vlog, run by our vlog squad of Brianna St. Jean, Michaela Croker, Ashley Rowe, and Ben Huber. Make sure to follow us on our social medias like Instagram, Facebook, and X to stay updated on all HTFN news. Remember to subscribe right here on YouTube, leave a like and comment. And with that, I think we're ready for your next segment. I'm Nick Cohen. Thank you for your continued support, and back to your regularly scheduled programming. Hey, we're back.
We hope you're enjoying our amazing show.
But let's get right back to this.
Man, this ain't a commercial, bro. What are we talking about?
No, I'm saying
Mock draft time.
I was saying
Mock draft.
PSA. Yeah.
Hey, pick number 12. Matthew Golden to the Dallas Cowboys.
I like this guy. I just hate
the team.
Yeah.
Nick Cohen, you're the actual one that pitched Matthew Golden to the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead.
He is amazing. He's the second best receiver in the class behind Tet over Travis Hunter if he was a receiver. This guy ran a 4.29 if
he
something
did,
ridiculous.
Right?
Yes, absolutely ridiculous. And granted, he's not Tet size, but still 6 foot is pretty good for a receiver. There's plenty of guys that are killing it at 6 foot right now. And again, he's fast. He has great route running ability. He has great hands. He gets a stay in Texas, just going in Dallas from Austin. And they need a receiver pretty badly because they lost Brandon Cooks, who was always injured anyway. And so he's going to be wide receiver 2 opposite of CeeDee Lamb. They keep Jalen Tolbert as a 3, and then Kevontae Turpin is special teams / wide receiver 4.
Hey, Brandon Cooks. Nick Cohen, tell the folks at home how Brandon Cooks does not cook.
Because he's always injured. He's at home cooking, not on the field cooking.
I really like Brandon Cooks when he's healthy, though.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, he's been a veteran for
Loved him on the Saints.
59 years. This guy's been everywhere.
Yeah, I had him on my fantasy team for a few years, and he was great. But I really like Matthew Golden opposite CeeDee Lamb. Again, I just like not to hope that he tears his ACL if he does well, but like I am going to put that in quotes.
13!
Yay!
Calvin Banks Jr. going to Miami Dolphins. I know I just gave you the Matthew Golden pick, but you're taking it again because, I mean...
You can get the next one.
Thank you.
A little thing he's wearing under his blazer, okay?
Whoa, wait, what's inside your jacket?
Oh, no.
Like the print?
No.
Oh, my God, I didn't even realize that.
No.
You never seen this?
No.
I don't know if y'all can see this with the camera. If you can see this, there's a bunch of Bucks helmets.
I promise, Kathleen, I did not do that on purpose. It's very cool.
I was going to save it for the Bucks pick, but...
I'm sorry. You could have just been like, oh, nothing. Whatever.
I'm not a liar.
Oh. Anywho, sorry for that, folks. Time for the Dolphins pick. Okay. Kelvin Banks is a large man, and we just lost Tron Armstead, which gives us currently...
Go ahead, Cohen. I'm sorry. Me and Kathleen Moore have we have a special connection, okay?
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Losing Teron Armstead gives us a bottom 5 offensive line in the league, and that's not okay.
Yeah, but they still got Patrick Paul over there at left tackle.
He has played maybe 2 games in the NFL.
Yeah, but they never gave him a chance to play any
them.
games. He's like a 3rd round pick, wasn't he?
Something like that. I have a lot of hope for him. I think he could have an Andrew Thomas type second season.
Never mind. Okay, I'm back on the same page.
I'm not harping on him.
Yep.
But he's unproven. So we currently have a bottom 5 starting offensive line. That's why I really wanted Armand Membu, because then Teron Armstead and Membu could train at tackle and also play guard, but didn't happen. So we have Liam Eichenberg, who I hate with a burning passion. Liam Eichenberg should not be on the field for the Dolphins. He should not have been re-signed, but he has something over Chris Greer and Stephen Ross.
Yeah, this guy's got the craziest nickname.
He absolutely does.
Tell him how you really feel, Nick.
He stinks. But I digress. We will hopefully address guard later in the draft to start over him, because anyone will be better than Liam Eichenberg. So Kelvin Banks should slot in wherever. He could play guard.
Anybody
I don't think
is
as
better
well
than
as
Liam
Armand
Eichenberg?
Membu.
Why don't you let me introduce you to a very
No.
nice character named 2019 Donovan Smith?
No.
Okay, that guy sucks. All right. Number 14. Tyler Warren going to the Indianapolis Colts.
I like
Alec
Tyler
Cox.
Warren.
I do too. Alec Cox is a bum. Alec Ogletree, I think, is a bum. Jelani Woods,
Not a bum.
pretty good, but he's been injured for 2 years back to back. We need to get somebody. Kathleen
Yeah.
Moore, you like Tyler Warren. Why do you like Tyler Warren so much?
Well, one, he went to Penn State, and love them. But I really like his playing style. I think he plays like both parts of his position really. Oh my God, I tugged on the table. But but I think he plays both parts of his position really well. And obviously, the Colts tight end, you know,
They haven't had
Yeah.
anyone good since
in a very
Dallas
long
Clark.
time. And Dallas Clark being considered a good tight end is not necessarily something that I would put money on.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I would attach my name to the statement that he was a good tight
agree.
end. But I think that Tyler Warren is he's gonna slide in nicely.
This guy's an absolute dog, though. I love Tyler Warren. Speaking of which, number 15.
Oh my
Burger
God.
King foot lettuce. No, it
my
should be
God.
because it's the Falcons. It's Shamar Stewart. Would you look at that? We've
Would you
had
look at
Mike
Shamar
Green
Stewart?
for 2 picks in a row. We decided against it because wouldn't you know what? The Falcons don't need outside linebacker or technically edge rusher. They need a
He's
defensive
undersized.
end.
He's
yeah.
barely 250.
Right.
like 249
Also,
or something
Shamar
like that.
Stewart is a little bit lighter than at 291, but he's a phenomenal
He's an
athlete.
athletic guy.
Oh my. Mm-hmm. Very
I mean,
good.
and this guy has like peak edge rusher
He ran
build.
like a
Did you
4.56
see
or
his
something
forearm?
like that.
Holy
Holy
crap.
cow.
I think his forearm is like as thick as my head.
Yeah, most definitely. Ridiculous.
Stop.
He just clubbed somebody with his forearm. That thing's a tried
Stop.
and
He's
true
got-
weapon.
Coming
Got
to
two
a
baseball
Tampa Bay
bats.
interior offensive lineman near you.
Oh, true, because his lane. I thought you remember he was coming to the Bucks. I was like,
I mean, all I'm saying is the Panthers are going to be cooked. Bryce Young's going to be cooked.
I low-key hope the Falcons
Hey,
do get
Robert
Mike
Hunt
Green,
can
though, so
hold
they
his
get a
own.
non-power
No, he
4
can't.
edge rusher. But
he
Shamar
can't.
Stewart fits the bit more. They need defensive end. He's a defensive end. Then kind of works out. We like that pick, at least for the fit. Speaking of number 16, Will Johnson. Sad
Pick doesn't
and
have much aura.
I am no, it doesn't have any aura.
He looks
actually.
so very scrawny in this photo.
Ooh, I like the Arizona photo back here. Elijah McClary, if you're
Ooh.
watching this at home, hey, you cook with this one, a little cactus.
Check out the cactus.
Cacti?
Yep.
There's
that's
another one
the
right there, I
plural.
think. Huh?
That is the plural. There's, I mean,
Oh.
the two on the left are both different cactuses.
Oh, you're right. There's 2
Yeah.
stem stalks, something.
Trunks.
Anyways, Will Johnson's pretty good. I thought he was going to go to the Bucs. I was really hoping he came down here. He's probably
It's
not
not
going to go to
looking
the Bucs.
likely.
But he is a terrific corner. He slipped down only because of injury history. But if we're going to be completely honest with one another, he probably is the best true cornerback in this class. I think he's a
agree.
better cornerback, at the position than Travis Hunter is.
Jahdae Barron. I think he's better than Jahdae Barron.
Way
Yes.
better than
I
Jahdae
do.
Barron.
So here's the question: why aren't the Panthers taking Will Johnson instead of
Injury
Barron?
history, and also
When have the Panthers cared about injury history?
I would have the Panthers taking Will Johnson, to be totally honest. I would.
I kind of like them taking Malachi Starks originally, but I was okay with Jahdae
So
Barron. 'cause
as
I
you
think
can
it should be
see,
DB.
we are all conflicted.
Yeah, this is.
I heard that you was conflicted.
Stop.
It's a Kendrick song.
Stop.
Number 17. Mike Green.
We tried to put
going
this
to the
guy with
Cincinnati
like
Bengals.
4 different teams.
We did. We wanted him to slot in somewhere because he is a very good player. 17 and a half sacks against bummy teams, but still 17 and a half sacks
Yeah,
nonetheless.
that was the big concern that he's coming from Marshall. It's not like he necessarily has had. He's never been in SEC scape of college football, not even ACC college football. So he's not. He hasn't been put to the test in a way that makes me feel super confident about him. But again, 17 sacks is something that's really hard to argue against.
Kyler Gordon, cornerback for the Bears, has officially signed his 3-year, $40 million extension.
Wow.
Breaking news. Good for him.
You heard it here first in the combine.
Yeah, we break news around here.
Oh, yeah.
Does this count for the portfolio for hard news?
Fine.
This is hard-hitting journalism right now, I'd say.
Yeah, 100%.
Too bad this airs in 2 days.
Fair point.
Did not just hit us with the don't. No. 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 No.
Number 18! Tyler Booker going to the Seattle Seahawks. Okay, for the team that lost Laken Tomlinson to, I believe, the Houston Texans.
Tragic.
They did not have a left guard under roster. That was until like 5 days ago. They listed on their depth chart that Christian Haynes, the former, God, I don't want to mess this up. North Carolina State? UConn. He's a UConn guy. The UConn offensive guard. Slotted him in at left guard, but he is the sole left guard under roster, and he should be playing like a backup right guard. They need an interior offensive lineman on the left side. Tyler Booker's the guy to do it, Nick Cohen. You like him a lot, just as much as I do. Why does Tyler Booker deserve to go at 18?
He's a really good offensive guard, and he has and he has great size at 6'5". That type of size at guard is kind of crazy. And I'm jealous that the Dolphins don't have 2 picks and could have taken him and Kelvin Banks. Because this guy would slide in so much better than Liam Eichenberg on the Dolphins.
Yeah. Loser. What a loser, right, Nick Cohen?
He stinks.
Yeah,
That
what
guy
a
stinks.
terrible football player.
I know. All my homies hate Liam Eichenberg.
Yeah.
Anyways.
This is becoming more performative every time.
How do we still have 20
I think
picks?
the heavens just opened up.
Because of this. This is why we have 20 picks
Look at
left.
this.
Stop.
Look at this. You see these? Tampa Bay Buccaneers
Guys,
logos. You know why? Because
we should just let him have it.
Skadoosh, number 19. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are selecting Jahad Campbell, linebacker out of Alabama. Now, granted, I really wanted Nick Emenwari because that guy's a dog, and we need somebody to slide in over Jordan Whitehead, who was released over this offseason. But on that same token, Levante David is an old man, even though he's very good. KJ Britt, we lost to the Dolphins. In exchange, we picked up Anthony Walker Jr.
From the Dolphins.
From the Dolphins.
Tragic for you.
Yeah.
But with Levante being old and with Anthony Walker being decent, he's okay. I don't think he's better than KJ Britt. KJ Britt was amazing.
Whoa.
Levante's going to retire at the end of his contract.
But he just signed a 1 year.
So, at the end of the season, bro's cooked. He's done.
Yeah, but he's also signed like 3 1 years in a row. He keeps coming back every time we think he's going to retire. He loves us too much. He just loves the culture.
Especially if they take a linebacker, especially if they take Jahad Campbell, he's out of there.
Yeah, fair
like, he
point.
knows they're trying to replace him, and he's just going to go sweetly into that good night.
And I like Jahad Campbell. I do. I think I'd much rather have Nick Emenwari.
Well,
Love Nick Emenwari.
they're not going to take him.
I mean, you know when you finish a bag of Doritos and you got like that little powder on your hands, you say,
No.
so delicious. That's Jahad Campbell.
Really? Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Number 20, Omarion Hampton to the Denver Broncos.
Bang.
What?
Huh?
I really like him.
Yeah.
Kathleen Moore doesn't like Omarion Hampton to the Broncos.
No, I like him. I just don't think he'll play well with the Broncos.
Why is that?
Really?
UNC is not an environment that trains football players very well. Like, can you think of other UNC players who have done well in the NFL?
Drake May. Arguable.
He's playing for a failing franchise.
I wanted to, but I
mean, you
kinda
can't think of anyone because UNC has never produced
not Javonte Williams.
good NFL talent. And I don't think that Omarion Hampton is going to be the exception to this. So it's not necessarily like a Broncos issue. It's more of just him in the NFL as an issue.
I don't hate that.
After doing some further research,
Julius Peppers
is the exception.
And
That's it.
Drake May and Omarion Hampton.
Drake May is not in that conversation.
Robert
What do you
Quinn,
mean?
He's
Mitch
terrible.
Trubisky, Mac Hollins, Josh Downs are also there, and Sam Howell.
I rest my case.
Oh, hold on.
Are all their quarterbacks bombs?
We also have Lawrence Taylor. So they produce good edge rushers. That's the conclusion.
That's the
That's
end
it?
of the conversation there.
Okay.
Listen, he was great for UNC, but UNC also didn't even have a winning record.
Fair
For the
point.
past 4 years. So I just don't know how someone coming from such a terrible team is going to go top 20.
But I do think
don't
Omarion
see
Hampton
it.
is the consensus number 2 running back in this draft. So he's probably going to go
I've seen
number
some
2.
people start to argue Trayvon Henderson instead.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but that does not say running back.
It says halfback.
I thought you just said running back.
He is a running back, but that's a halfback. You know how
Why
there's
are
a
you calling him
fullback?
halfback?
Fullback is the beefy running back kind of thing. Just takes people down. Then there's the halfback that's like essentially half the size of a fullback.
I think we should just come up with a consensus as well.
A what?
Halfback versus running
Okay,
back.
we can call him a halfback.
Number
I could
21!
call him a running back.
I would prefer to call him a running back than
Derek
We're doing
Harmon,
that.
the defensive lineman out of Oregon, is heading to the Pittsburgh Steelers. In a world where we thought potentially Emeka Egbuka could be there like 2 weeks ago, but this guy hates Emeka Egbuka.
I don't know
do.
why.
I don't
I
understand.
guess we'll get to that.
This guy probably hates everything else that's cool too.
I guess we don't.
I mean, skylines, chili.
I don't hate
This
you
guy
guys.
hates everything. Oh, that's fair. Wow. How sentimental. I take back every mean
See.
thing I've ever said about Nick
Oh,
Cohen.
thanks. I have to play to the audience.
But Derek Harmon, Kathleen Moore, wasn't this your pick? If I'm not
What?
mistaken, was Derek Harmon your pick here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really like Derek Harmon to the Steelers. I mean, I definitely think that this is a big need for the Steelers right now. Mike Tomlin, you know,
They
he's
stole him.
yeah, they did. This was actually a steal.
Sorry.
But you know, Mike Tomlin, I think he's sick of settling for like just barely an over 50 record. And I
Yeah.
think that this guy's going to be the difference maker.
Number 22!
Wow.
Colston Loveland is going to the Los Angeles Chargers, and as much as I'd like to talk about it, we have had it for like 3 straight mocks. We're not going to talk about
They
it
need a
further.
tight end really bad,
Yeah.
and Harbaugh.
Number 23! Michael Williams to the Green Bay Packers.
Talk about a team that needs an edge rusher.
This, I mean, they needed an edge rusher like 3 years ago, and they took Lucas Van Ness when they could have took anybody else.
Yeah, that worked out super well for them, clearly.
It was just an uncomfortable situation. Hey, 6'5", 265 pounds, good enough edge rusher, Georgia
Yeah.
boy. Okay, this thing could work out. I mean, we have had this conversation many times, but when has any Georgia edge rusher or D lineman not panned out?
I mean, exactly. I think that is like the best like developmental position in Georgia. Mm-hmm. At Georgia, I guess.
No comment.
No comment. Number 24.
I know
Malachi
Tyler Brownrigg
Starks.
is
Don't.
happy about this. I wasn't going to.
Yeah.
He is so happy about this because
Yeah.
they need a safety so
Like,
bad.
desperately.
I mean,
so bad.
During draft show, this guy's going to be praying to like Buddha or somebody, and he's going to be like,
he's gonna be sitting
please,
in
Malachi
this.
Starks.
He's gonna be sitting in this
Catholic.
room. He's gonna be sitting
He's
there
Catholic.
Oh, is he
like he's
Catholic?
be
Praying to God.
holding his rosaries, being like, "Dear Lord, please let the Vikings select Malachi Starks, please."
Please, Quezzy,
You so
do it. That's the GM.
No.
We can't have Theo Jackson anymore.
That's the GM.
I just
But Malachi Starks is an absolute dog, top 10 player in this draft. Not as good a safety as Nick Emenwari, IMO, but I do
Yeah.
think he's
IMO too.
very, very good.
Ditto.
You know what's even funnier than 24, Nick Cohen?
No, tell me,
25.
please.
25! What's number 25? Josh Simmons, the guy that I've had going number 11 to the Niners for like a year and a half.
What happened?
Yeah.
We got talked out of it because Jalen Walker needed to go somewhere, and Nick Cohen wasn't going to stop talking about it.
Kathleen pitched Jalen Walker to the 49ers.
I'm just kidding, pal. I know she pitched it.
think he would
Josh
be
Simmons,
right
though,
there.
I think is a dog. We've talked about this before, but he has played both sides of the offensive line. He can play or slot in pretty much anywhere you need him to. 6'5", 311 pounds, tackle with the potential to play guard. And the Texans just lost Laramie Tunsil to the Washington Commanders in a blockbuster trade that actually went.
up a nice little
it aired
hole
on the
for him.
combine.
Did.
It did. I was in the middle of talking to Kirsten Blaylock about something. I don't remember what it was, but that it aired then. Oh, we were talking about LeVar Ball and his weird conversations.
If I'm not mistaken, Josh Simmons is like basically 50-50 for his snaps on the left and right side.
Yeah, he played
offensive
701 snaps, I think, in 2022.
Wow.
And then he played 340-something the next year and then like 340-something
Yeah.
this year. He's played pretty much exactly like you said, 50-50 across the sides. And he has minor experience at guard, but tackle to guard is not that much.
I was about
Not
to say
that
that's not a
difficult of a
huge
translation.
transition.
And it's
No.
easier.
But I love Josh Simmons, so I felt the need to take that. But we can take whatever when we go to 26. Who is it? Gray Zabel going to the Los Angeles Rams. And once again, we've had
North
this
Dakota
for
State.
a hot minute. Nick Cohen, would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, Gray Zabel is very, very good. You see his size here, 6'6", 304 is very impressive, especially for a guy who he might end up playing center in the NFL. He could play guard. He could play tackle,
got the
but I doubt
size
it.
for it.
Yes, he is somehow even more versatile than Josh Simmons in the fact that he could literally play any of the 5 offensive line positions. The only reason I don't think he'll play tackle is because he was playing at North Dakota State against lesser competition. So sliding into guard is just much easier. And the Rams just traded away Jonah Jackson. So they now need a guard. So hence Grey Zabel.
So would you say that Josh Simmons and Grey Zabel are perhaps interchangeable in their draft order?
I would absolutely say that.
I don't know if Josh Simmons can play center, though.
No, he
I
can't.
don't think he's big enough.
Might be
Weight,
size-wise, but I don't think he's got...
Yeah.
It's just learning center is so tough.
It is.
But, yeah, we've
The
had this
second,
pick before.
you have to focus on snapping it correctly, and then the second you do that,
You gotta have
look
your
up and
hands
you
up,
have
yeah.
a 350
You got
pound guy. in your
Mason
face.
Graham, that 320
Yes.
pounds of man coming at you.
Literally in the
Uh-huh.
in the
Terrifying.
Texans situation, that would be the case.
Yeah.
So
we were talking about
oh my
that.
gosh,
The
crazy.
prophecy, guys.
Aren't we so good?
The
What a small
prophecy.
world. Number 27. Oh,
This is
wait,
your
wait,
test.
wait. Donovan Ezeraku.
Good.
Bang.
job.
Let's go.
Good job.
For anyone
Good
on
for
watching,
you.
I want you to try without take what I just said out of your ears and try to pronounce that name on screen. Okay, there should not be 4 vowels in the middle of somebody's name. That should not happen. E-I-R-U-A. Are we kidding?
They are separated by an R, so really it's only 2 in a row, which is pretty normal.
What's a
Well, and the
pirate's
thing
favorite
about
letter?
some of these
Arr.
difficult to pronounce last names, they're difficult, but you could sound them out, like go letter for letter. This one you cannot. If you try and say it letter for letter, it's just not going to be the same.
Well, it's
that
just
does
the
not
U.
end in
It's just
aku.
the U that throws
No.
it off.
So, interesting guy. But he was very productive. Similar to Mike Green, this guy led the ACC in sacks this past year. Absolutely
That's kind
very
of crazy.
productive. Yeah, in the ACC, which is a
Especially
good
out of
football
Boston
conference.
College, too.
Yeah.
From Boston.
But a little bit underweight. He's also
Yeah.
not 250. So there's about
He would be like peak if he put on like 15 pounds.
there's about 3 guys in this class that are great at rushing the passer, but just need to put on a little bit of weight.
Which
Mike
I
Green,
think is-
Ezeraku, and James Pierce, dude.
I do think that's going to be like the first thing these guys work on when they're drafted, though. Like that's going to be the first thing that the coach tells them
yeah.
to do.
Yeah, 100%.
Get bigger. Number 28. Who do we got?
Dun, dun, dun.
Kenneth Grant.
Mm-hmm.
The other.
If you're wondering, though, the Bengals don't normally pick at 28.
They don't pick at 28, but this is Mason Graham's better half, by the way. So
Tell us
we
why.
have a very interesting
Tell us
situation.
why they get 2 picks in the first round.
Yeah, let me tell you why they get 2 picks in the first round.
Please
okay?
do.
Let me paint a picture. Okay.
Bro is Picassoing right now.
Okay. On one hand, we have the Cincinnati Bengals. On the other hand, we have the Detroit Lions. Okay, Detroit Lions are witnessing Aiden Hutchinson come off an injury. He looks real good right now, but they say, hey, this guy Marcus Davenport we brought in last year might be a bum. This guy might be terrible. We just brought him in for nothing. So what are we going to do at our other edge rusher? Oh, we could draft James Pierce right here. We could bring in Kenneth Grant and slot him at D end. But then here comes my absolute GOAT, okay? Dan Campbell. He picks up the phone and he calls Zach Taylor and the boys over at Cincinnati. He goes, hey, man, I have a need
Stop.
at edge rusher, and I've heard, man, that you're shipping Trey Hendrickson. And Zach Taylor's like, oh, man. All of a sudden, bing, bang, bump, there's Trey Hendrickson in Detroit. Set the 28th pick. Bengals get the 28th pick. Detroit gets Trey Hendrickson. Absolute cinema we have going on right now. Absolute cinema. And the Bengals then use this pick to get Kenneth Grant, so they have gotten Mike Green and Kenneth Grant in one draft
A nice first round
for losing
them.
Trey Hendrickson. They wound up
Which
with both
losing
those.
Trey Hendrickson is rough. The guy, he was tied for leading the league in sacks this past year, or did he just lead it? And
I think he led
it's
it.
not the first
Yeah.
time he's
He had
done
like
that either.
17 or something like
Yeah,
that.
he
Pretty
is
crazy.
extremely productive, always underrated every single year.
Well, it's because look at what he's surrounded by
Yes.
on the Bengals defense.
Isn't that kind of funny, though, that they lose somebody that had 17 sacks and they drafted somebody that got 17 sacks
Yeah.
last year?
That
in
is
Mike Green?
actually really funny.
Well, they haven't done it yet.
True.
Yeah,
But
they
they
did.
should.
This is correct.
And so now they go from having Trey Hendrickson on one side getting double teamed and then just no help to like having a good rotation of Miles Murphy and Joseph Osai and Mike Green, and there was one other guy in the mix that I can't remember.
Cam Sample.
Yes, at edge for the Bengals, and then interior-wise, now you have Kenneth Grant and BJ Hill.
Yeah.
So, like, it doesn't
options.
scream out on paper, but, like, I think having a rotation of young guys that all want to step up, I think that would get them a good product.
And I think a big thing with the Bengals, too, is they keep guys for a long time.
They do.
Like,
They do.
Like, when they're bringing guys onto the Bengals now, it's under the impression that you are there to stay and develop with the entire team. So these guys are hopefully going to play with each other for 4 or 5 years at least to try and make this team the best that it can be.
Yeah.
Indeed, but we are closing out our draft with a few more picks. And look up at screen 29! James Pierce Jr., we got another defensive player going off the board, this time to the Washington Commanders. And this is one of those other guys that's undersized, 243 pounds, despite being 6 foot 5 inches tall. I mean, you look at the picture of him, you say this guy might be like a receiver.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this picture is crazy.
Or safety, Brian Dawkins.
Or safety.
He's got a crazy build.
Yeah.
But
like,
he
for edge rush.
was preseason the undisputed first pick of the draft. Everybody knew it, and now he's the 29th in our mock right now. And there were some concerns with the injury history, his size, all that kind of stuff. But the Commanders do get a very, very good one, and they get to replace Dante Fowler, who had a tremendous season last year that got sent over to the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Going back with all those boys over there,
This is
unfortunately.
Tennessee's only first-round prospect, too, and they were kind of raw.
They were
So I'm
raw,
kinda
actually.
surprised.
It's crazy that we say the Washington Commanders are the 29th pick. That's insane.
Who would imagine a universe?
But, you know, to everybody's dismay but Kathleen Moore, they are the second lowest NFC East team in this first round. Number 30! Luther Burden III to the Buffalo Bills.
This is Andrew Gregg's
feels
guy.
crazy. This is Andrew Gregg's guy. Nick Cohen, you work with Andrew Gregg a lot. Why do you think this was Andrew Gregg's pick?
To be honest, I don't know. But, you know, he was a great college receiver. He, similar to James Pierce, these were guys that were absolute locks for the top 10 coming into the year, and then didn't necessarily have bad years in college football, but just didn't keep up their production from the previous year. And so now they've fallen into the last 4 picks of the draft. I think this would be a good move for the Bills ultimately. They have Khalil Shakir in the slot. They have Keon Coleman, who was not as promising as they maybe would have liked in his rookie year from last year. And they also signed Josh Palmer. But Luther Burden would slide in there pretty nicely with them. And now they have 4 solid receivers. Yeah, we'll just have to ask Andrew next Thursday what he thinks of Luther Burden, why he likes him so much. But I do like the pick here. I hate it as a Dolphins fan because he is a great weapon.
I'm gonna stomp on the Dolphins.
We got 2 more of these. So one more. 31. Walter Nolan going to the Kansas City Chiefs. Kathleen Moore was very upset about this pick because she wanted him to slip all the way down to 32 to the Eagles. Kathleen Moore, tell the folks at home why you like Walter Nolan so much.
I like Walter Nolan because he can literally play anywhere. Like, this guy is so diverse. Like, and all these guys out of Ole Miss are usually built like that. I mean, this guy's size is just ridiculous. And the last thing that I want is for the Chiefs to get a guy on the defensive line that can stop the tush push. It's the last thing I want. And the Eagles, like, they need some more defensive linemen to fill the gap after losing people this offseason. And even the offseason before that with Fletcher Cox going away and Jason Kelsey, like, they needed people. So I was just really hoping that he was going to fall to 32. But I'm not so mad about our projection for the Eagles.
Walter Nolan's a very, very good pick. But speaking of Philadelphia Eagles, number 32!
Yeah.
Nick Emenwari. My heart breaks
it away,
into a
you
million
two.
pieces.
I'll step
I
back.
know.
Kathleen Moore, I love Nick Emenwari. The people know that. I mean, I have no explaining to do, but
Yeah.
you can. He is now a
This picture
Philly
is
Eagle.
fire. This picture is fire.
This picture is
the
fire.
Philly pick? That's dope.
Eli cooked so hard.
That's dope. Shout out Elijah. He did
Shout out
great.
Elijah. He did cook with these.
I mean, so obviously Cooper DeJean is not a safety. He's
Just a
cornerback.
corner that'll lock down your
Then
number one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But safety is one of these positions for the Eagles, and it could have been an edge rusher that we needed or a safety are the top 2 that I was looking for this team. But Nick Emenwari going here is just, it's peak. If I couldn't get Walter Nolan, I wanted Nick Emenwari So I'm really excited.
Hey, lose C.J. Gardner-Johnson. You replace him with the best safety in this draft. Maybe the best player in this draft. My favorite.
C.J. Gardner-Johnson has actually been a baby since he left. Like he
just cries all the time.
He is a crier. So I'm glad that there's gonna be, because I think I've heard that Nick Emmanwari is great for the culture of the teams that he plays on. So I'm really excited for him to bring that energy in.
And he either finished first or second, like every possible numerical in the combine this year. He's just a dog.
He's so quick.
But I hate to say it, that's our final mock. And that's
but
our
maybe it's not a
final
bad thing,
minute.
because all that means is that the draft is around the corner.
Yeah.
It does mean
Very
that, hey, don't be sad. It's
gonna be
over.
the best
be
night
happy
of the
that
year.
It happened, okay? But this does mark the end of the combine. Reek, I can't take this off. Reek. Oh. This does mark the end of the combine for.
Nothing. You threw it on the ground.
Yeah.
Aww.
He threw it on the ground. But that marks the end of the combine for season 6 episode, whatever episode this is. We had a good time. It's a good run. I think we had a lot of fun. And
thanks for having us on.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, no problem.
2 seasons in a row. That I was on the finale. Sorry.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
We gotta make it 3 next year.
Bang! Yes, we do.
I said next year. It's technically next semester, I guess.
It's like 3 months from now.
Anyways, these two have to depart because she has to go. So I don't know where, but he has to go on bets. He's going on a new show this week because he's a cheater. He's cheating the program. But anyways, I gotta put my polo back on in a second. But that's about it for the combine this season. We'll catch you all next semester. Hey, thanks for coming along for the ride, and we'll see y'all later. Goodbye.
Bye.